It's time for Claremont Northeastern Rockets football. Tonight, the Claremont Northeastern Rockets versus the Williamsburg Wildcats from Claremont Northeastern. Last week, the Rockets coming off a very disappointing loss at East Clinton, 34-20. The Wildcats lost last week to Bethel, 35-7. Both teams come into tonight's game 0-4, so the winner is going to be out of the basement of the Southern Buckeye Conference National Division.
That's correct.
With me, Alex Cunningham. And Alex, big loss last week, but got to take it over tonight.
It was. You got to have a short memory and go. It looks like we're going to kick off a little bit early. Here we go.
Kicked off by Glancy down to about the 10-yard line. And on the return for Williamsburg was Tristan Grice, a sophomore, and he gets almost no return on the play, and the Wildcats will set it up deep in their own territory.
Jeff, it's good to have you back. We were off last week. The week before that, we were a little bit out of our norm, not being able to go live. So here we are back at Rocket Stadium and live with our folks.
Yeah, as they say, the friendly confines.
That's right.
Well, the Wildcats come up on first down. Trent Box, the senior quarterback, will work out of the shotgun. He has three receivers to the left side as he hands the ball off, and almost nothing at all there. Grice on the carry.
It looks like Stephen Norton on the tackle there for the Rockets. Drops him for about a 1.5 yard loss.
One of the guys to watch tonight for Williamsburg is Braden Kelly, an extremely quick wide receiver. The Wildcats have only scored 5 touchdowns all season, and Grice had 3 of them in one game. He had an 80-yard kick return, a 60-plus yard catch, and then a 17-yard catch.
Was that against East Clinton?
It was. Yeah, the 3 of their 5 touchdowns were scored in that game against East Clinton. They scored 1 against Batavia and 1 against Bethel.
Looks like we're going to have an offsides penalty here on the Rockets. Hard count, drew them offsides.
So after the Grice 2-yard loss run, that's a 5-yard penalty. It'll make it second down now and about 7. Bryce Lilly was out wide to the near side. He's a sophomore as a wide receiver. They kind of mix it up a little bit for Williamsburg. I noticed that Jace Cantor, a sophomore, threw one of the touchdown passes. So, they're going to mix it up a lot. Again, Lilly.
He'll keep it.
Along with Kelly, wide left as they give it over the middle.
Box keeps it up the middle for about a 1-yard gain.
So 3rd and 6 for the Williamsburg Wildcats. Had some difficulty getting really much information at all. When you look at the SBC website, the statistics, Williamsburg is non-existent other than in the standings and the game results. There's no individual statistics at all. And actually, when I was looking them up in the newspapers were saying that stats were not available at press. So I don't know why there's no statistics for Williamsburg, but I guess that's the way it is. Coming to the near side as Bach takes a snap and throws over the middle. It's complete to Kelly, and he's across the 40-yard line to the 43 and a first down for the Wildcats.
Keegan Braun in on the tackle for the Rockets there. That ball was nearly deflected at the line, but Box was able to get it through several defensive linemen and get the first down on the slant.
Kelly was the guy I was talking about. Against East Clinton, he had 3 receptions for 144 yards, and like I said, the 3 touchdowns, one of those a kick return.
Definitely showed a little speed on that play.
Bach keeps it himself and goes forward. He's across the 45 to the 46. That looks like about a 6-yard gain. 2nd and 4 for Williamsburg.
Logan Podorf comes from the opposite end to track him down, but not before that 5.5-yard gain.
Logan Podorf, I noticed he, along with J.J. Stricker, each with 5.5 sacks. They are tied for first place in the Southern Buckeye Conference National Division. Lilly comes out wide to the near side. Again, the sophomore wide receiver. Box, the quarterback, as Kelly comes in motion, and they hand it off, or Box keeps it himself. No, he handed it off. And a short gain.
I thought for sure the Rockets were going to get called for a neutral zone violation there as well, but as it stands, about a 1-yard gain there.
Well, Box did keep it himself. Hayden Mattis there on the tackle. So it's now 3rd down and a long 3. They have to get to right midfield at the 50-yard line for a first down. Ball at about the 46, so it's 4 yards to go for the first down.
Starting to feel like fall outside, Jeff. The Rockets are in short sleeves, but I'm in a jacket.
Box keeps himself, and he's going to get the first down. Nice carry right up the middle for the senior quarterback, Trent Box.
Just kept his feet moving and going.
Box, one of 4 team captains on Williamsburg. Trent Kellerman, Mason Thomas, Braden Kelly, and Trent Box, the captains for the Williamsburg Wildcats. Wildcats looking for their first win on the season. Northeastern, of course, had that opening game win against Summit. Both are 0-4 in the SBAAC. Box fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, goes forward for another 10 or 12 yards. See where they mark it.
Jake Mott on the tackle for Northeastern. It looks like it'll be just short of the first down, maybe a yard to go.
Wildcats almost on every play, sending Austin Sipple, a freshman, in motion toward the near side.
So
have
far,
yet to hand the ball to him.
All their snaps have been out of a shotgun formation so far.
So again, Braden Kelly sets up in the slot left, Lilly wide left. There goes Sipple in motion again as Box looks downfield and trying to get it to number 20, Braden Kelly, and it's incomplete.
Is that Zach Hopkins breaking that play up? Andrew McIntosh, number 5, on the play as well.
So going to be 3rd down and a yard for the Wildcats.
That's the first time the clock has stopped. We're already at 6 minutes and 50 seconds remaining in the first.
That's what we like to see.
And clock's moving.
Well, as usual, Lilly out wide left, and again, Kelly in the slot left. Sipple in motion, and Bach keeps it himself, tries to go forward and gets the first down. He's down near the 31. And Williamsburg will again move the chains.
Our normal clock operator's not here tonight. Jimmy Spencer Sr. is at Jimmy Spencer Jr.'s wedding, I believe. He's been doing it here for a long time. It was senior night. We did the live stream earlier. Had a chance to acknowledge the cheerleaders and football seniors.
Williamsburg been running almost exclusively. They've only had the clock stop one time in this drive. That was a drop pass.
One completion and one incompletion so far in this drive.
And they hand it off this time. And that was Tristan Grice, the sophomore.
Looks like Podorf on the tackle for the Rockets. No gain.
So with 6 minutes left to go in the first quarter, the Wildcats have grounded out at least half of this quarter. Grinded out, I guess, would be the proper word.
I don't know.
Grounded out.
Man, you're asking the wrong guy
they
about.
Ground it out.
I'm no good for that stuff. I like throwing the big words out there, the superfluous ones.
Box looking upfield. He's going to be spun down, and he gets some positive yardage out of it. Good job to get any positive yardage. It looked like, was that Podorf that was in there in the
stuck
background?
with him, was able to drag him down. If Podorf doesn't make that tackle, he probably goes for a first down there. Pretty good elusiveness.
He came real close to getting a sack there.
Yeah, he almost got sacked, scampered out of it, pulled a yard out. A lot of action there.
So when they snap the ball, it'll be under 5 minutes left to go in the first quarter as Williamsburg is looking like they're moving the football.
That clock's on turbo, Jeff, and my wife's got fresh chicken from the oven. I'm excited.
You might not be done when you get home. Again, Box forward, Trent Box, the senior quarterback, and he gets more positive
Looks
yardage.
Like Keegan Braun, number 3 on the tackle there. Keegan, a senior.
It is going to present a 4th down and 6 for Williamsburg. So a big defensive play here for Claremont Northeastern, and all of this will have been for naught.
I don't think there's any hesitation on the part of Williamsburg there. They're sending their team out, and they're going for it. There'll be no punting here.
Williamsburg does have 1 field goal. They hit that against Batavia early in the season.
A field goal. I don't know. Do we have a field goal this year, Jeff? I don't remember one. Have we attempted a field goal?
I don't think we have.
Oh, that's got to be an illegal procedure.
And it's an illegal procedure. That was Tristan Grice. Grice was moving in the backfield.
Does that change the Wildcats' philosophy here on 4th down?
I kind of doubt it, although they could punt it.
Man,
I mean, if they punt it, they'll be punting from about the 45-yard line or so.
They're going to go for it. All right.
Well, here we go. It's going to be 4th down and 11. Watch for Braden Kelly as they throw it down the field. It is going for Kelly. It's incomplete. And the Rockets take over on downs. So after a sustained drive by Williamsburg that ate up most of the first quarter, Claremont Northeastern gets the ball back, or gets the ball for the first time, with 3:40 left to go in the first period.
We have some pictures of our seniors as we come up, as the Rockets huddle up. We'll take just a minute. I'm going to make a quick camera adjustment here. It got a little darker. So we'll get a little more color in that screen. And we'll come back. Here we go.
So the Rockets come up to the line of scrimmage. 1st down and 10. They start at their own 34-yard line.
Under center, it looks like. We haven't seen much of that out of the Rockets this year.
2 men in the backfield as they give it to McIntosh, I believe. Trying to see who carried the ball.
Hayden Mattis, number 69 in the carry. He's brought down by number 73 of Williamsburg, Andrew Hatter.
Rockets haven't been able to run the ball very much this year. Andrew McIntosh has run it more than anybody. He's run it 21 times for only 60 yards, a 2.9 average on the year. So
I would go so far as to say that was Hayden Mattis' first carry of the season, Jeff. I don't remember any more of those.
And they hand the ball again. Second straight play on a run. And that's a couple of yard gain. It's going to be 2nd down and maybe 8.
I'd say Coach Thompson is giving his senior an opportunity to tote the rock a little bit tonight.
I'll tell you the truth. I don't remember Claremont Northeastern running the ball twice in a row. Now, maybe they have.
A couple times maybe against Summit.
But as are most of the teams in the SBAAC National Division, they are a throwing team. Football has changed a lot, not a lot of running. This time a pitch out to Podorf, I think, down the right sideline. That's Jake Mott. Jake Mott got the call down around the near sideline, and he's got a nice little gain and a 1st down.
He'll get into Williamsburg territory. They're going to mark him down at about the Williamsburg 46. That's a nice run for Jake Mott. 3 runs in a row yields a 1st down for the Rockets.
Well, Jake Mott had 6 carries and 60 yards against East Clinton. He has a touchdown on the year. That might be his longest yard of the year, but before his longest yard was 32 yards. That was last week, so that wasn't his longest run of the year, but still a nice run. Takes it into Williamsburg territory, and the Rockets have it at the 46, 1st and 10. Podorf wide right, Kistler on the other side. 2 men in the backfield behind Landon Amon as he hands the ball to Mott again. And this time he's down to the 40-yard line, about a 6-yard gain, 2nd and 4.
Looks like he's tripped by number 12, Dylan Rowland.
Brandon Amon, the quarterback for Claremont Northeastern, comes in today 2nd in the SBAAC National Division in yardage with 1,135 yards. He's 81 of 112 attempts for a 72% average. His Achilles heel, though, has been the interception. He's been picked 12 times this year. Twice last week, 5 times against Bethel. So he's got to take care of the ball as they go deep. Looking for Kistler. He's got him, and that's a touchdown.
All right.
A 40-yard. No, that was Podorf with a reception.
It was Podorf.
They're saying Podorf.
It was Podorf with about a a 44-yard reception there, Jeff. It comes with 1 minute and 2 seconds.
So the Northeastern Rockets take the lead, 6-0. And now Glancy will be attempting the point after. Jared Glancy ready. Snap is down. The kick is high, overturning, and good.
Just enough. It goes through.
So the Claremont Northeastern Rockets take the lead, 7-0 over Williamsburg with 1 minute and 2 seconds left to go in the first quarter, and we'll be back after this. All right, Jared Glancy will be kicking off after the Rockets have scored first. 7-0 CNE, a minute 2 left to go on that 44-yard pass from Landon Amon to Logan Podworth. And now Glancy approaches the ball and gets a low kick away. That will be fielded by the far man. That's Geis, as he goes up the right sideline and had about 2 men to beat before he was going to break it. But he got up to near midfield, and that's where the Wildcats will start 1st and 10.
Andrew McIntosh on the tackle there, but not before he returns it for about 35 yards.
So Trent Brox will bring the Williamsburg Wildcats up again. Little different formation this time as Braden Kelly goes wide to the left. No Lilly on the left side. They have a couple of guys on the right side. Box on a design running play up the middle for about 4.
We approach the 40-second mark in the first quarter. It's been a fast quarter, Jeff.
It sure has. Each team had the ball once, and now this is the second possession for Williamsburg. But again, Williamsburg ate up almost the entire first quarter just about with their, well, 2/3 of it anyway, with their opening possession. Now Lilly back in the game. He'll go wide to the left. Bryce Lilly, a freshman. Braden Kelly in the slot. Geis comes in the motion now, and now there's going to be a sack.
Who we got there? That's Angus Krug.
Angus Krug with a sack.
Getting a sack on senior night feels good, I'm sure, for Angus Krug.
That is his 3rd and a half sack. He had 2.5 sacks before, and he gets a sack there.
That brings us to the end of the first quarter. We'll take just a minute as we go through the quarters, and let's go around the league a little bit, and let's look at some of last week's scores. Bethel Tate over Williamsburg last week, 35-7. Blanchester beating Fayetteville 50-14. Western Brown beat Wilmington 40-34. Clinton Massey in a big game, 49 over New Richmond's 41. Goshen shut out Batavia 44-0, and then the Rockets traveled to East Clinton and fell 34-20 as we go around the league. Also looking around the school, Joe Luigi's Pizza in Owensville has for many years sponsored the Joe Luigi's Athlete of the Week. Angus Krug finished the first quarter with a sack there, and he was one of the Athletes of the Week for Claremont Northeastern. There he is with Haley Stagaman, who's a varsity golfer. Haley's going to be golfing at the Division I level next year, Jeff. Going to Tennessee on a full-ride golf scholarship. So congratulations to Haley and Angus as the Athletes of the Week, and we'll take the action back to Jeff.
All right, so they switch into the field, and Williamsburg will be moving my left to my right. They are, of course, in the white jerseys. The handoff to Geis. Well, he faked the handoff, and then he's going to be sacked again. 3 Rockets there on the sack.
I think Stephen Norton led the way there for the Rockets. Well done. That's a lot of pressure. It's going to make it about 4th and 30.
Hayden Mattis was also in on it. So 2 sacks in a row for Claremont Northeastern. 1 to end the quarter, 1 to start a quarter. And now they'll be punting off, and the lone deep man is Kistler. Damian Kistler on the return. Punt returns, he's averaged 37.5 yards a return when he returns it. He will take the fair catch at the 41, and that's where Claremont Northeastern will set it up. Damian Kistler coming off his best game of the year. He had a kick return of 67 yards, a punt return for 67 yards last week. He also caught a 65-yard touchdown pass, his longest catch of the year.
That's a big game for Damian.
Yes, it was. And he also, I thought I had it written down here somewhere. Yeah, he was, well, no, that was Eamon. Eamon had a big game. He was 18 of 24 with 294 yards, only 5 yards shy of his best performance this year yardage-wise. He had 299 yards against Blanchester. So they had some big offensive numbers last week, but the big thing that counts is a score, and they came up on the short end of that. A couple of Rockets bumped into each other, and going forward, and it's going to actually get a yardage. And now finally tackled at the 50-yard line. That was Kistler on the sweep, and he got almost 10 yards. Going to be a little shy of the first down. It'll be 2nd down and a yard.
It's going to come back. It looks like we got a penalty flag on the far side, and that's going to be all for naught. Looks like we're going to get hit for a hold. Kudos to Damian Kistler for keeping that play alive. He was dead to rights in the backfield, but the fabric on the field says, oh no, an illegal formation.
There'll be an illegal formation called against the Rockets.
Well, somebody had to keep it alive because with all the confusion in the backfield, I lost the ball.
Yes.
I didn't know what happened to the football. That's going to be marked off against CNE.
Our referee tonight's Mr. David Scott. Anybody who has children that have played youth basketball through CNE will recognize Mr. David Scott from the middle school gym. He calls a lot of CNE AA youth basketball games over there. He's been officiating for a long time in multiple sports.
Well, that penalty hurt. Instead of 2nd and less than a yard, it's going to be 1st and 15 for Claremont Northeastern.
Are we going to get hit with it? I'd call a timeout here. They're going to get us again. We broke. Looks like call a timeout and you can nullify the penalty, Coach Thompson. Well,
it looks like the referee has stopped the clock, did he?
Well, he tossed a flag on the far side. Now he's putting it back in his pocket. Now we're waving it off.
Well, at any rate, Kistler comes over near side as the wide receiver. Damian Kistler. McIntosh, the lone back with Eamon. Landon Eamon throws. It is complete. A nice completion to the 41-yard line. That'll pick up 7 of them back.
Looks like Nick Patterson on the tackle for Williamsburg. No, I take that back. That was 16. It's going to be Carter Fink on the tackle.
10 minutes left to go first half, 7-0, Claremont Northeastern. This is the Rockets' second offensive possession. The first one ended in a 40-yard pass to Logan Podorf for the touchdown. Kistler, the junior, again to the near side. Eamon throws it, and I can't tell. Is that?
Looks like Chris Jenkins.
Chris Jenkins
First time
on
we've
the
called
reception.
his name tonight.
Yes, it is. About a 3-yard gain. Now it's going to be 3rd down and about 7. So the Rockets in those dark uniforms and dark numbers, a little tough to pick them up if they're on the far side of the field. It's a big 3rd down play for the Rocket offense. Eamon, quicks, dumps it to the right, and there's going to be a fumble, and it looks like Williamsburg picked it up. They did.
So it's Jake Mott on the reception, but the fumble's forced, and it looks like number 16.
Going to make it Wildcat ball.
Wildcats will take it over on about the Rockets' 38-yard line.
Was that 16 Carter Fink that recovered?
Yeah. Now we got another penalty flag. Looks like it's going to be a procedure penalty on the Rockets that will likely be declined. Maybe not. Let's see.
Likely?
I
would think
so.
them taking the ball over, yeah, they're going to decline
got?
that penalty. Whoa.
2 fumbles. Whoa.
The Rockets get the ball back. Apparently there was a second fumble that the Rockets recovered.
So because that was a full change of possession, that'll reset the downs, and the Rockets will get it 1st and 10.
Huge break for CNE. Yeah, they're talking about it in the press box. That's exactly right. The guy recovered the fumble. They ran it down there. People were jumping around, but I kind of thought the play was over.
We certainly didn't see the ball come back out, by no means.
Well, 9:06, and the Rockets have it 1st and 10. Amon hands the ball off, and there's a pretty good little run, about a 6-yarder for Andrew McIntosh.
Andrew Hatter for Williamsburg on the tackle, number 73, after about, what, a 5-yard gain, Jeff?
Well, if the Rockets can establish some kind of a running game, they've had trouble doing that all year.
This is definitely, for the first half, this is the most running we've seen out of the Rockets.
Well, that would really open up their passing game even more.
I think it certainly did on that long touchdown pass that we saw. There was several good sustained runs, and it opened up the long pass.
Amon takes a snap and fires it quickly, and it's dropped. Jake Mott
Had a chance.
coming across the middle and dropped it.
Mott's going to look back at that one and regret that one. That was a first down plus some. He was on a full run there.
So it'll be 3rd down and 6 for Claremont Northeastern. Landon Amon talking to offensive coordinator Bob Farrell, and now goes back out onto the field to bring in the play. Third down and 7. You might watch Kistler on this.
Are we going to get the infraction there? Ooh. Snap that ball.
Back to throw goes Amon. Gets it to the near side. It's complete, and that's going to be a first down and a lot more. There goes Jake Mott flying down the sideline, and he's finally tackled at about the 15-yard line. Big pass to Jake Mott.
Sean Drake for Williamsburg saves it. Goes about 45 yards on that run, Jeff. That's a nice play.
So going to be first down and 10 at about the 15-yard line or so. And the Rockets trying to add their second touchdown to the score here.
You're going to have a timeout for the Rockets. So, Jeff, last week we were unable to get away, but you were definitely away. I got a picture here. Here you are at Yellowstone National Park.
Yeah, that's me and my wife out at the Upper Falls in Yellowstone. If you've never been to Yellowstone, I'd never been there. She talked me into going.
She talked you into it?
And it was incredible. So I cannot wait to get back to Montana.
You're saying your wife was right?
She was right.
She was right.
No, she was right. You hear everybody talk about how great Yellowstone is, which automatically makes me think, it's not that great.
It must be a tourist
for
trap.
some reason.
Right.
But no, it was incredible. I can tell you, it's a long way, but if you can go.
And how many days did you get to spend there? Was it enough?
Only about 4, but yeah, we saw most of the park, and we got into Montana and got into Idaho and had some problems with hotels, but that's another story.
That's always there, yeah.
But an extra 3 hours of driving.
Okay.
But other than that, no, it was incredible. The mountains are just beautiful.
So you're saying it's worth it, huh?
Absolutely.
All right, I'll put it on the list. Would you want to drag 4 kids out?
No.
Okay.
And it did work out pretty well because we played at East Clinton and they couldn't get us on the air, so it worked out well.
And I was sick.
Handoff goes to Jake Mott.
Trent Kellerman on the tackle for Williamsburg there. Yeah, I don't know that I would have been able to do the game last week even if you had been in town. I swear I didn't have COVID. Right. I had a head cold, but I felt a little bit rough. So all things considered, it probably worked itself out that we weren't there.
Yeah, what a disappointing loss. I know a lot of the Rockets coaches and players all they wish they could play that game again.
Yeah, I'm sure
with East Clinton, but
definitely
it is what it
game.
is. So here comes Amon with the ball, hands it off to Mattis again. Hayden Mattis carries it for maybe a yard. That's going to be very close to what they needed for a first down, but it's going to be short. 3rd down and a yard. So they'll have 2 times to power it over. They need to get to about the 5 for a first down.
Mattis and Mott in the backfield for the Rockets.
Hand it off to Mattis again. That's going to be a first down. Hayden Mattis carries it forward for maybe 2 yards. And it'll be 1st and goal for Claremont Northeastern.
Andrew Hatter on the tackle.
That's going to make it 1st and goal for the Rockets. Ball resting just inside the 5.
6 minutes, 49 seconds left to go in the first half. 7-0 Northeastern, and they are knocking on the door for more. Winner of this game will avoid the basement of the SBC National Division. Both teams 0-4.
Avoiding the basement's one thing, but the better you can place, Northeastern 2 years in a row has won the all-sports title for the National Division, and that's an aggregate of everything. Mattis again on the run.
Number 69, Hayden Mattis.
Not much that time, if anything.
Trent Kellerman on the tackle for Williamsburg, but that all-sports title, you need every sport to pull their weight, and not having a basement finish it goes a long way towards adding to that.
Yeah.
And it has a lot to do with your sports, not just having championships, but a lot of consistency. You have the tennis team who took a 2nd place. That goes a long way. Your volleyball team's in the top half of the league. We'll bring some standings up in a little bit as we look around the other sports as we progress through the game. But, yeah, it's an important game for the football team here to
Hayden Mattis takes it in.
And he's going to score.
For the touchdown. As a senior, his first touchdown. And the fans love it.
That's pretty cool.
It is cool.
That's a guy that's normally down there in the trenches on the line blocking, and to get a chance to tote the ball in for a touchdown, that's a big deal on senior night. So congratulations to Hayden Mattis. That'll make it.
About a 4-yard run.
Comes with 5 minutes and 40 seconds left.
That makes it 13-0 CNE, and now Jared Glancy will try to add the point after. Jared Glancy has been fairly consistent on the point afters. He kicks it high. I'll say that much. And that's a straight-on kick that's good.
He hasn't had any block this year. I think he's missed 1 or 2, but that's about it. Yeah, he has been consistent. Well, as we said before, as we give Jeff a little bit of a break, let's look around the league a little bit. We'll go to boys cross country, and Summit Northrop for our cross country team has got the best time in the conference this year by nearly 30 seconds. Going down, we have 3 of the top 11 times in cross country for the year, with Noah Bunting with the 4th best time of the season in the league, and Clayton Hodge with number 11. So our cross country team's certainly been pretty solid. And then our girls there, Abby Puckett and Lucy Sullivan, have the 11th and 12th fastest times of the year. Zoe Eichenab with the 17th fastest time, and Julia Patterson with the 20th fastest time. So both the cross-country teams are more than holding their own in the league, and we'll get the action back to Jeff.
All right, so Jared Glancy will kick it off for Claremont Northeastern with a 14-0 lead. It's a high kick that will drive Geis back to about the 12-yard line before it skips out of bounds. And the Wildcats, we'll see where they mark it to start.
It's going to be an illegal procedure there, so I think it goes to the 35 automatically.
Yeah, you can't kick the ball out of bounds on a kickoff.
So before the game, they announced the Mercy Health Source, or the Mercy Health Plex, the school health center here to the right side of the stadium. It's kind of doing an open house tonight. That opened a few weeks ago. Students and community members can go there and get health care here at the school building.
Yeah, I saw an article on that in the Claremont Sun when I was searching high and low for Williamsburg Wildcat statistics. Coming to the near side is Lily. Kelly goes far left side as Box out of the shotgun. And jumping on the left side of the line might have been jumping over. That's 47.
Could have been 43.
Maybe
Jacob
43.
Graber.
Yeah, it's Graber.
It's the first time we've said his name tonight, not in the best reason, but still on that line, putting pressure on him. And J.J. Stricker, the tackles, are very much high-action defensive linemen.
Handoff goes to Geis. He's across the 50-yard line. He scored the only touchdown last week against Bethel Tate on a 7-yard run. That time looks like about a 12-yard gain, and it's 1st and 10.
Logan Podorf making the tackle, but not after about an 11-yard gain there.
Tristan Geis on the carry, and now the Wildcats come up again. Bryce Lilly wide to the right. Kelly wide left again. Long count for Box as he'll take the snap, hands it off again to Tristan Geis, and that time he's stopped before getting back to the original line of scrimmage.
We look around a little bit. Let's check out volleyball. Our volleyball girls are sitting at 3rd in the league with Williamsburg on top and East Clinton in 2nd place in the National Division. Your Claremont Northeastern volleyball team 7-3 in the league. The girls soccer, they're in 2nd in the league with 1 conference loss. Williamsburg undefeated in the conference.
Again, 2 receivers wide to the right. It is 2nd down and 10 for Williamsburg. As
the ball comes out, and I think we've got it.
Box was carrying it. He's standing, looking down without the ball, and Northeastern has indeed recovered the fumble at the 50-yard line.
I think Jake Mott came up with that ball.
So Mott recovers it. That is his 3rd fumble recovery, and that then ties him for 1st place in the Southern Buckeye Conference for fumble recoveries.
He has a nose for the ball. We'll see if the Rockets can come out here and continue their momentum.
Coming into tonight's game, there was another guy that had 3 fumble recoveries. Several had 2, Mott being one of them. So the Rockets have the ball again. 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line. 4:24 left to go here in the first half. Amon out of the shotgun looking downfield. He'll go deep on 1st down, and it is going to be incomplete.
It's well defended by Evan Hall for Williamsburg.
Looked like Hall had a better shot at it than the intended receiver. And a penalty marker. That might be holding against CNE. We'll see. Rockets are walking back as if it's against them.
Based on where the flag is, it looks like a hold.
Preliminary indication is against CNE. It is a hold. And instead of 2nd and 10, it'll be 1st and 15. That looks like okay. Here they go.
Something's messed
up. They just changed the yardstick.
They didn't move the beanbag.
Yeah, they had the yardstick. It was looking like it was like 18 yards or so, and then they moved it up right before they snapped the ball, or were going to snap the ball. But now it's going to be 1st and 15. And now what's going on? It's going to be
more than that. It's going to be 5 from the spot. It's going to be a 20. A little bit of confusion there on the part of the umpire.
Well, the ball's at the 40-yard line. They have to get to the 41.
If I'm being frank, I don't think they spotted it right there either. It should have been 10 from the spot, but whatever.
That was strange, but whatever. Back to throw is Amon. In trouble. And he's going to go down at the 36-yard line, so the Northeastern Rockets moving the ball, unfortunately, in the wrong direction.
That's Kyle Dolby, number 17 for Williamsburg on the sack.
Clock moving with 3:50 left to go in the first half. 14-0, Claremont Northeastern leading. Williamsburg 2 weeks ago played East Clinton, and they actually scored first, and they were down by a touchdown. They scored a touchdown with about 10 minutes left in the game to tie the score. Then with 64 seconds left, they had a safety called on them.
Safety.
They lost the game on a safety, 22-20 to East Clinton. Jenkins gets the call around the right side across the 40 to the 42. He's going to be well shy of the original line of scrimmage in this when this drive started. That's at the 50.
Evan Hall, number 5 for Williamsburg on the tackle. Jenkins gets about 8 yards on that carry.
And now it's going to be 3rd down and call it 17 or 18. Again, they have to get to about the 41-yard line of Williamsburg for the first down. The ball is at the 40 of CNE. Amon rolling to the left side, being pursued, throws it downfield, knocked down.
Ooh, that's dangerous.
Trying to get it to Kistler. The ball was knocked down by Chris Selm, a junior, coming up in front of Kistler. So Claremont Northeastern will be punting for the first time tonight. Only 2 minutes and 33 seconds left to go in the half. So Williamsburg will be starting probably with around 2:10 left, assuming they don't do something crazy like run it back.
That's not Glancy punting. Who is that? Is that Chris Jenkins about to punt the ball for us?
Normally, I think Pottorff punts, don't he?
Well, Glancy's punted.
No,
Pottorff's
that
punted.
is
That's Chris Jenkins.
That is Chris Jenkins punting.
It's the first time I think I've seen him punt. High snap.
Tristan Geis is back deep. And he gets a good kick away. It'll get down to the 25-yard line or so, and that's where CNE will down it. And with 2:24 left in the half, Williamsburg takes over at their own 25-yard line.
And we'll take you to a few more pictures of our seniors.
Another penalty on the field. That time it was against the Wildcats. It's going to be a holding penalty on the return, so they're going to mark it back further than the 25.
I think they heard Mark Kuhlenberg call for the hold over the PA system, and they threw the flag. Lowell Ritchie was listening to him. So we'll give credit for that hold to the
home cooking.
CNE home cooking press box. But we got what we needed, and they caught the hold, and that'll be 10 yards before they start their first down. But it'll still be 1st and 10 if I'm correct. They don't start them off at 1st and 20 right out of the box.
Right. 1st and 10. As the Wildcats. Long way to go to get one in the end zone here toward the end of the first half as they hand it off to Geis, Tristan Geis, and gets maybe 3-4 yards, if that.
Logan Pottorff on the tackle there for the Rockets.
More importantly, the clock keeps moving. 2:08 left. No 2-minute warning in high school football.
You know, we're not at Fayetteville either. You can see the clock here at the home of the Rockets. That's nice, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I don't have to hang way out of the press box.
Congratulations to the CNE Board and Administration for having 2 scoreboards.
Second down and 6. As Box keeps it himself, and he goes across the 25 to about the 27-yard line.
Angus Krug on the tackle, assisted by Hayden Mattis. It'll be about, 3rd and 4 here?
Yep, 4 yards shy of the first down. It's 3rd down for Williamsburg. 1:22 left, and the clock continues to move in the waning moments of half number 1.
As we approach halftime, our plan is to bring you the band's halftime show. Jeff and I will step away, but we'll leave the crowd mic on so you can hear the band as they play their show this evening. I hope I don't get a
Back
copyright.
to throw, and another sack. Who is that?
Is that J.J. Stricker?
J.J. Stricker with another sack.
Congratulations to J.J. Stricker.
Did he have one earlier tonight?
No, I believe that was Pottorff.
That was Pottorff, so he keeps up with his teammate. So now they are both in first place, depending on what the other kid does.
Correct.
As far as a sack race.
Coach Thompson calls a timeout here with 45 seconds. It's going to be 4th and 12. I think he's going to try to take a shot for the end zone as we close out the half. So the clock stops with 45 seconds. We'll take it back to our senior pictures. think a long ball here to Kistler or Jenkins running down the side would be our logical thought here.
While we look at those, the scoring in the first quarter with 1:02 left, it was a 44-yard pass from Landon Amon to Logan Podworth to get the Rockets on the board first. Jared Glancy added the point after. That made it 7-0 CNE. Then with 5:41 left in the half, Hayden Mattis with a 4-yard run, the senior with his first touchdown, made it 13-0 CNE. Again, Glancy added the point after. It is 14-0 Northeastern with 45 seconds left to go here in the half. Williamsburg will be punting. Kind of a low punt that will drive Kistler back as it bounced. And Williamsburg will down it at about the 37-yard line or so. And the Rockets will take over with 32 seconds left to go in the half. You take a shot here?
I'd say you got time for 2 shots. You don't want to do anything silly and throw a pick for no reason, but, yeah, you take a couple shots here or maybe see one go across the middle.
Angus Krug checks out of the game. He's gotten some action here in the last few weeks, more so than earlier in the season as a wide receiver.
I think Angus is an athlete that didn't play through his whole career but started late in his high school career and has made the most of it. So Podorf will split to this side, Jenkins far, Kistler.
So with 32 seconds, the Rockets start. Amon, a couple of steps back, throws it over the middle. It's complete and caught, but that's a short gain, if anything, maybe a yard. Chris Jenkins on the reception, but that gets the clock. Well, they stopped the clock with 27.8 seconds left.
The way that Landon Amon threw that ball, I had the joystick going deep. I thought that was going to be a far pass, and it ended up being a 5-yard slant.
I think that was incomplete.
It was incomplete.
The pass was incomplete. I thought he had caught that.
It was, but it was a bullet.
So 2nd and 10 for CNE. That's what stops the clock with 27-plus seconds left.
I'm trying to follow this thing with this joystick, and I'm kind of watching Amon unload that ball, and I thought he was going 30 yards deep to Kistler there. We're going to
penalty marker up as they hand the ball off over the middle, and that's Chris Jenkins, about a 9-yard gain, but a penalty marker back upfield, and they might be calling that back.
It's going to come back. It looks like we're going to have an illegal formation. Our receiver on this side wasn't up on the line, and side judge hit him.
So they're grinding out the last few seconds of the half.
The last minute's taken as long as the first quarter, it feels like.
The first quarter didn't go a lot longer than 12 minutes.
No.
I mean, a little bit, but I'm talking in real time.
And the clock rolls.
So still 19 seconds left as the Northeastern Rockets come up. Clock is moving. 10 seconds left. They'll probably get this one last play off. Amon hands it off to Jake Mott, and he is to the 50-yard line, dragging Wildcats, and he gets forward progress to about the 49 of Williamsburg, but a penalty marker back upfield.
And it's going to be a hold on the Rockets, and that'll end the half.
Chris Selm there on the tackle for Williamsburg. Clock is at 0 seconds. And it looks like that's the end of the first half as the Rockets head to the locker room. So we've completed the first half of this game from Claremont Northeastern with a score. Rockets 14, Williamsburg Wildcats nothing.
Boy, that brings the ugly right to you, though. Okay, thanks. I forgot it. I gave you everything, and I got to do my. And now to introduce the Claremont Northeastern High School 2020 Fall Homecoming King and Queen, Logan Potterworth and Macy Brown. Macy is the daughter of Crystal and Mike Brown. She plays volleyball and basketball here at the high school. Macy plans to attend the University of Cincinnati to become a speech therapist. Her favorite thing about CNE is our strong sense of community. Logan is the son of Elizabeth and Kevin Potterworth. He plays football, baseball, and basketball. Logan plans to attend the University of Tennessee in order to work towards becoming an NFL football coach. His favorite thing about CNE is also the strong, tight-knit community. Congratulations, Logan and Macy. Ladies and gentlemen, under the direction of Mr. Chris Moore, we proudly present the Shining Warriors of Good Music, the Claremont Northeastern Marching Rockets! Tonight, the Marching Rockets show you the 2020 Can't Stop Their Shine as they hang out with Fallout Boy and light them up!
Oh, jeez. Hey, Bella. Isabella. Will you put this in your purse so I don't drop it?
the only thing that can make this any better is the weekend and blinding lights. We're playing not only CNE Rockets and the next Mr. Crystal, the assistant directors, and Mr. Joshua Cookie and Mr. Charlie Singer. The field commanders are Senior Holly Daniel, Senior Anna Steven, and Lynn Amon.
Well, welcome back to Claremont Northeastern High School. Jeff Seibert along.
One more time.
Welcome back to Claremont Northeastern High School. Jeff Seibert along with Alex Cunningham welcome you back to Claremont Northeastern Rockets football. The Rockets with a 14-0 lead, and they will be receiving the kick to start this second half. Rockets scoring 2 touchdowns in the first half, one of them a 44-yard pass from Landon Amon to Logan Podorf. The other a 4-yard run by senior Hayden Mattis, his first touchdown of his career. And the Rockets lead at 14-0 after Jared Glancy hit a couple of point afters.
And the Rockets will receive the opening kickoff, Jeff.
The Williamsburg Wildcats have been shut out twice this year. Blanchester shut them out 42-0. Fayetteville shut them out 27-0. 2 other games, they scored only 1 touchdown. That was against Bethel and against Batavia. And then, of course, against East Clinton, they scored 5 touchdowns. We were talking at halftime, Alex and I. Logan Podorf has 6 touchdowns on the season. Claremont Northeastern's Podorf. Williamsburg has scored as a team 5 touchdowns this year. So the Rockets trying to keep them on that snide, and now the Wildcats will be kicking off. Kicking off is Braden Kelly, the senior captain and their superb wide receiver. He kicks it off to the near side, and it'll go out of bounds. So Northeastern will take over. We'll see where they spot the ball. They called that illegal procedure when they kick it out of bounds. So the Northeastern Rockets come up first down and 10. Landon Amon will go back under center.
Again, continuing around the league as we look at the boys' soccer standings. Claremont Northeastern's in the bottom half of the league there at 2-5 overall as Georgetown leads the league in soccer, followed by Bethel Tate and Felicity. Williamsburg's ahead of behind Northeastern, but yet ahead of Blanchester in soccer.
Well, Landon Amon has kept control of the ball much better tonight. No turnovers. The Rockets did have one fumble after a catch, but then immediately it was fumbled by Williamsburg, and they got it back. Handoff goes to Jake Mott around the near side, and he's going to break it right down the middle, and he's going to be run down from behind all the way down to the 20-yard line. Running him down for
Chris Selm.
Yep, Chris Selm again. We've called his name a few times on some good defensive plays for
Saved a
Williamsburg.
touchdown there for Williamsburg.
Well, a penalty marker down.
More fabric on the field.
That went from the 37-yard line all the way down to the 20-yard line for Jake Mott, and it is coming back.
Another illegal formation on the Rockets. That's about the third one of those. So I think what's taking place there for the Rockets is our wide receivers are not quite checking in with the line judge. So we've snapped the ball with only 5 men on the line of scrimmage a couple times.
That's a shame. That would have been Jake Mott's longest run of the year.
That's a big run. It's a good run by Jake Mott, but it's nullified.
Of course, you never know if the run would have occurred had it not been for a penalty. Sometimes that is what breaks a guy open, but
usually an illegal formation.
Still in all.
Yeah. Oh, well. Knocks out. There's a good way to warm up the legs coming out of the half. Oh, no, we've got a major catastrophe down here in the cheerleading section, Jeff. I'm going to take the camera down there. They spilled the hot chocolate.
Oh, geez.
5 gallons of hot chocolate on the track. That's bad.
I'll tell you, Jake Mott, the way he's been running the last couple of weeks, it's unfortunate that they didn't have him in the backfield earlier in the season. I think that their running could have been a lot different.
Mm-hmm.
Well, still talking things over in the middle of the field.
The officiating crew is having a little argument with one another. The officials are calling Coach Thompson out to converse with him about what's going on. So the two line judges, I think, have some disagreement over what's going on here.
11:37, we're just underway in the second half. Again, Jeff Seibert along with Alex Cunningham bringing you the play-by-play from Claremont Northeastern on our CNE RocketCast YouTube channel.
We really appreciate everyone sharing. As we'll go to this, we'll go to the seniors as we as the officials get this worked out. We'll just kind of let that roll through some of their boards from earlier this evening. Here we come back. It looks like the penalty is going to stand, and it'll be 1st and 15. So let's see if they get them up on the line of scrimmage.
So the Rockets bring him back up again. Amon talking to his backs, getting set to take the snap. As he hands it off to the second man through, which is Jake Mott again, and he has good positive yardage, about a 7-yard gain. It'll be 2nd down and maybe 2.
Andrew Hatter, number 73 for Williamsburg on the tackle.
Rockets look like a different team running the ball, but of course they're running against Williamsburg. They're not running against Bethel or Blanchester or the likes. A little easier.
Yeah, it's different. Your coaching staff comes up with a plan that they think is effective against your opponent, and they set it up that way. And it's
Mott will swing out to the left side in the slot. Chris Jenkins to the near side. I think that's Jenkins, or is that Podorf? Down the field, that is Jenkins on the right side as they go the other way, throwing it downfield, and it's tipped and incomplete. And did I see another penalty marker?
not again.
I thought I saw a flag go up, but maybe not. Maybe not. But it's incomplete, and now it'll be 3rd down and call it 9 for Claremont Northeastern. Kistler was open. The ball was kind of underthrown. So now 3rd and 9 for CNE, 10-12 left to go in the third quarter. 14-0, Claremont Northeastern with a lead.
Three backs in the backfield. That's a formation we haven't seen much of this season, much less tonight.
Three of them behind him as they give it to Mata. Another penalty marker.
Flag.
We've seen more penalties tonight
again
than we've seen all season.
It's the same thing. He's going to hit us for illegal formation again. At this point, I think we've got a bit of a...
Do you know what it is they're doing?
It's about the wide receivers and who's punching up on the line and who's registering in the backfield. Your wide receiver comes out on each side, and you have to have at least 6 men on the line of scrimmage. So apparently what you've got is the two line judges are registering whether or not they've got a receiver on the line. And if they don't have them both up there, they're saying you only have 5 men on the line of scrimmage. And at this point, I wonder if we've just got a case of stubbornness.
Well, there's 5 guys on the line now.
There's 7 on the line
1,
now.
2,
You're going to have
3,
each
4.
of your 2 wideouts check in with
6.
the side judge. And I guess they're saying that our wide receivers aren't checking in with them, which
Never
that's
heard
nearly
of that.
blocked. That's bananas. It looks like we're going to get that back. So the block punt is recovered by the Rockets, and they're going to spot it. Are they giving it to us?
Well, that it didn't go across the first down stick. I would think that would belong to Williamsburg unless somebody caught it, fumbled it, and we recovered. The ball never went past the first down stick. So, again, the referees are discussing things.
What are you going to have for dinner tonight, Jeff?
No idea.
Man, so we've got chickens at our house, like 100. We got 70 of them we're going to butcher in 2 weeks. We butchered 25 in the spring, and they're awesome. And my wife roasted 2 of them, and it was hard for me to leave the house. So the Rockets get the ball. So the punt is blocked and deflected by Williamsburg. That makes it a live ball, and CNE recovers.
But how can it be a first down if it doesn't go beyond the yardstick?
Because it can't. Because Williamsburg touches it, it counts as a change
oh,
of possession.
okay, on a punt.
Because
okay.
it was a punt.
Okay.
That is bananas.
I'm going to still have to think about that. 9:38 left to go in the third quarter.
Does that count as a turnover? What do you think, Kuhlenberg? Is that a turnover? Yes, that is a turnover. We're counting it as a turnover according to Mark Kuhlenberg.
Right.
What do you think?
Well, that's the final authority.
You're going on YouTube saying that
Mark's
that's
the
way
final
it is.
authority. That's the way it is.
It's considered a fumble on the kid's helmet.
There you go. Some things we just need to laugh about. We got one wide receiver checking in.
I don't
Lowell
think that
says
rules
he's on the line.
I don't think that rule's the same in the NFL now. Anyway, three men in the backfield, and again they pitch it back to Jake Mott. He spins forward, gets to almost the 40-yard line. The 40-yard line is where they started it, so it's going to be second down and about 11 or maybe 10. Might have got back to the original line of scrimmage, and that's about it.
A generous spot to put him back at the original line of scrimmage, I would say, Jeff. So we'll do 2nd and 10.
Well, the Rockets have gotten a couple of big breaks in this game. That, and then earlier when they had fumbled the ball, and then the Wildcat fumbled it right back.
A double fumble. We've had some anomalies tonight. That's a good word, right?
It's a good word. 14-0. Claremont Northeastern with the ball and the lead. Again, 3 men in the backfield. This time aiming to throw. Down the field toward Kistler, and he almost caught it, but it was incomplete. And it looked to me like he was having his arms interfered with.
With the way the game has gone, there's no chance that penalty's coming out.
On the coverage was number 5, Evan Hall.
Evan Hall for Williamsburg on coverage.
So now 3rd down and 10 for Claremont Northeastern. And as quickly as the first quarter went, the third quarter is going just as slowly.
We jinxed ourselves, Jeff.
We did.
8:47 to go in the third.
So 3rd down and 10. Claremont Northeastern needing to pick up that 10 yards, or they're going to be punting for the second time tonight.
Third
Third time. Amon. Landon Amon is in trouble, and he's going to be dragged down back at the 27-yard line, so Northeastern will be punting.
Mason Thomas for Williamsburg on the sack and drops him about 15-yard loss there, so they will punt, yes. Who will punt for CNE this time? Did Jenkins punt for us
Jenkins
last time?
punted
Yep,
last
so he's
time.
going to do it again.
2 guys drop back deep. Dylan Rowland, a senior, along with Tristan Grice, a sophomore. Grice on the far side of the field.
Is Jenkins going to play it off their helmet again this time, Jeff? It worked last time. Clean punt.
High kick. Bounces at the 40, right into Grice's hands at the 32. He spins forward to about the 41-yard line, then driven back.
About 4 different Rockets there on that tackle.
Tristan Grice on the return, and now Williamsburg will go on offense, and we'll see what they can do. They were stymied in the first quarter and in the second quarter after really starting well. I mean,
Yeah,
they drove
the first drive
down.
was
They
a
got
good
it to
drive.
like the 20-yard line from their own 20,
For sure.
and then ended up giving the ball up on downs. Since then, they haven't been able to do a whole lot offensively. Bryce Lilly, a sophomore, goes wide to the right side. Wide to the near side is Braden Kelly, the senior captain and speedster. Trent Box hands the ball off, or does he? He keeps it himself. No, Grice got the ball. Tristan Grice with a carry. He goes forward for maybe 4. It'll be 2nd down and 6.
Graber, Podorf, and Krug and Graber and Stricker all in on that tackle for the Rockets.
Call out a 5-yard gain. 2nd down and 5. Double receivers to the near side, and Lilly and Kelly. Box again, hands it to Grice, Tristan Grice, and he gets maybe a yard. And just like that, it's 3rd down and about 4 for Williamsburg. Big 3rd down play here for the defense. I would assume if they don't get the 1st down, they're going to be having to punt. So a big 3rd down play for Claremont Northeastern.
Peach cobbler and a cast iron skillet, Jeff. She just texted me. I think she's messing with me. They split to this side, shotgun formation.
Again, Lilly and Kelly near. Box a long count. Takes the high snap and then runs it himself forward, and he's going to be very near what they needed for the 1st down.
They're
It
gonna
looked like
spot
he
him
might
short.
be a little short.
I believe they will. Logan Podorf saves the 1st down there, so you're going to be 4th and a foot. No doubt
4th and a
Williamsburg
foot,
goes
you
for
might
it
go
here.
for it, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's – I'm trying to see where they spot. Well, you don't have the ball. I'm looking for the ball, and it's not – the ball is in the center's hand because they're not allowed to put it down because of COVID.
It's hard to see the beanbag. So 4th and a foot according
Yeah,
to
I've
the
never
down
seen the
marker over there.
beanbag. I've never seen the beanbag. I can't see it. They need to make that thing yellow or something. Wait a minute.
The center couldn't find the beanbag
That can't
either.
be right. Yeah, they were going to try to snap the ball at the 45-yard line.
Bananas.
It's up near the 50-yard line is where the ball is. Yeah, that ball looks like it's half a yard shy. So here they come. Box going to be right up the middle. Out of the shotgun, Box right up the middle, and he's got the 1st down. So the Wildcats, big 3rd down play, 4th down play, and now they have it 1st and 10 in CNE territory, but barely. They're literally at the 49 and 3/4 yard mark.
They needed a foot. They got 2, and that's all it took.
So 1st and 10 for Williamsburg inside, the length of a football inside CNE territory. Box fakes to Grice, gets away from one guy, and then he gets back to the original line of scrimmage, and that's all.
Well, Stephen Norton had him in his hands, just escapes it and gets back to, maybe drops it for a yard. Good pressure by Stephen Norton there.
Boy, they lined up the seniors before this game. They're going to be taking a loss next year.
A lot of seniors on this squad.
A lot of seniors on this team.
It's a group that's come up together for a long time. They had a lot of success in youth football and in junior high as well.
Kistler will be back next year. Chris Jenkins will be back next year. Back to throw, Box, and he can't get away, and he's going to be sacked in the backfield. See who got it.
J.J. Stricker had his hands on him, and he gets away from him. But I think credit's going to go to that to Logan Krug.
Angus Krug.
Angus Krug brought him down. J.J. Stricker almost had another sack to get him to the league lead, but was just short.
That's Krug's second sack tonight. He now has 4.5 on the year. Rockets as a team have had a lot of sacks this season.
Yes, they bring the pressure for sure. So Williamsburg calls a timeout as we get to 3:26 here in the third quarter.
Podorf and Stricker have 6.5 each. Graber has a sack. Mattis has a sack. Krug has 4.5. Stephen Norton has 2. Hopkins has 1. Mott has 1. McIntosh with 1. And Keegan Braun with 1.5. Those are all the sacks this year for Claremont Northeastern.
That's a lot of sacks.
Top 2 guys in the conference are Claremont Northeastern Rockets, Stricker and Podorf. So 3:26 left to go in the third quarter. And Williamsburg with the ball, third down and about 15. Box is going to be sacked that time.
Stricker gets him that time. Good job, J.J. Stricker.
Stricker again.
I think that's 2 sacks for Stricker tonight on senior night, so congratulations to J.J. Stricker, bringing the heat and taking him down.
And he now leads his teammate, Logan Podorf, for first place in the conference in sacks by 1.
J.J.'s fired up over that, as he should be.
So Damian Kistler goes back. He'll be the only deep man. Williamsburg to be punting it away. Good punt. Kistler will field it on the fly, almost drops it, now picks it up. He averages about 35 yards on a return, but that's going to bring his average down.
Based on Williamsburg's crowd, I think that ball comes out and Williamsburg recovered it. I
sure
don't
looked like it did. Kistler's walking away with the ball nowhere near him. I think that it was forced out of his arms.
No, it's going to come back to us, according to the referee. Stays our way.
Boy, Damian Kistler was walking off the field just dejected looking. And it kind of picked him up that one of his teammates fell on that.
It's his teammates got his back there and saves the turnover, and the Rockets take it over on about the 35-yard line.
Well, you had another big break for Northeastern in this game. I mean, you can be good, but if the breaks go against you, like the old saying, I'd rather be lucky than good.
That was really the situation at Fayetteville. The first half, several of the breaks really went Northeastern's way, and we led most of the first half, well, the entire first half. As the second half came around, the breaks changed, and Fayetteville pulled away with that one.
Jenkins in motion to the far side as they hand the ball to Jake Mott right up the middle, and again bursts his way forward for maybe a 7-yard gain on first down. 2nd and 3, 2nd and 4 for Claremont Northeastern. 6-yard gain for Jake. So the Rockets hoping to sustain a drive here, get some of this time off this clock. As time starts to become a factor, they're up 2 scores, 2 touchdowns. As they give it to Jake Mott again, that's going to be a first down, and he's up the left sideline. All the way down to the 30-yard line. About a 25, almost a 30-yard gain for Jake Mott.
Jake Mott's running hard tonight, Jeff.
He'd have over 100 yards, I think, rushing if that one run hadn't been called back on the penalty. Of course, we don't have any statistics as the game progresses. We look them up after the season, after the game. But so 1st and 10 for Claremont Northeastern, trying to get on the board again. So starting to get down deep into Williamsburg territory. Amon hands the ball off, and that was Jenkins on the call, and he gets back to almost the original line of scrimmage there for the tackle for Williamsburg was number 16, Carter Fink, the sophomore.
He was pulled up. He was tripped by Trent Box, number 9, and when Box grabbed those ankles, I think he's hurt himself. That's Trent Box, Williamsburg's quarterback, down on the field. We'll transition back to some of the photos of our seniors, but as he tripped Jenkins, I think he might have hurt either his right elbow or his right shoulder. He definitely has hurt himself, so it'll be interesting to see what happens to Williamsburg's offense as they come back.
Well, he's up and he's walking back okay. So, 1 minute and 1 second left to go in the third quarter. Looks like Box stays in the game.
How does that happen?
So here we go, 2nd down and 11. As Amon goes to throw, goes deep, looking for Kistler. It's going to be well over his head. On the coverage down there, Evan Hall, a junior. And now it's going to be 3rd down and 11 for Claremont Northeastern.
Northeastern's fans wanting a penalty there. Not going to get it at this point in the game as we get to 42 seconds on the third quarter. It's been a long third quarter.
Third down 11, out of the shotgun. Amon gets away from the first would-be tackler, does not get away from the second.
There's a flag on the field as well. Number 22 for Williamsburg, Mason Thomas on the tackle. Are they going to get us for another procedure penalty?
Probably.
Or is it going to be a hold? No, they're going to call it a hold. Probably be declined.
Does it seem like it's kind of been one-sided penalty-wise? It does to me. I don't remember the last penalty against Williamsburg.
It's been a minute, that's for sure. Are they going to take it?
It's going to be a hold. It'll mark it way back.
They'll take it. We'll do third down again.
They have to get to about the 20.
The 20.
Or maybe, the 20 or 18-yard line for the first down.
So it's a nice solid 3rd and 25.
Ball's going to be marked at around the 45-yard line.
The beanbag will be marked.
Well, it's going to be at the 45-yard line. Yeah.
You got to change your nomenclature.
.13 seconds left to go in the half. They snap it in the shotgun to Amon. Again, good protection that time. High, deep pass. And it's going to be intercepted. I think, no, it's incomplete. Lucky that ball was not intercepted.
We'll do one more snap this quarter as well.
I think Evan Hall is covering Kistler because he was on the near side.
He's locked up on him.
Kistler, and then that time it was on the other side.
It appears that way. So the Rockets are going to punt on 4th and 25 with 2.3 seconds left here in the third.
Now Evan Hall comes on this side as a corner against Jake Mott. Mott out wide to the right while they'll be punting. Caught by Kelly and hammered immediately.
It's really good coverage there. Is that number 32, Zach Hopkins?
Great coverage by
Carter
Hopkins.
Corey, I'm sorry. Carter Corey on that coverage. That's well covered.
Braden Kelly, a speedster, he ran a touchdown back 80 yards on a punt return, or a kickoff return that was, but nothing on that return. So the third quarter comes to a close, and we will take a timeout with a score. Claremont Northeastern 14, Williamsburg Wildcats nothing.
Here you go.
Well, 12 minutes stands between the Claremont Northeastern Rockets and their second win of the season. Jeff Seibert, along with Alex Cunningham, welcoming you back to Claremont Northeastern Rockets football as we begin the fourth and final period here at CNE High School. Now, they said before the game this their final home game. I think that kind of remains to be seen. As there's a drag down by Claremont Northeastern, another sack.
Podorf there and Jake Mott dragging him down. No credit for a sack
No,
there.
I was
That was
say
a pitch,
that's not a sack. That was
but
just
definitely tackled for a loss. Well done there. Yeah, it's kind of an anomaly. So next week the Rockets will start their playoff season. Everybody who wanted to be in the playoffs has that ability. So they're going to travel to Preble Shawnee for a playoff game. If the Rockets win, they continue. In the event that they lose, they can actually schedule more games to give themselves a total of 10 for the year. It's odd. Williamsburg is not participating in the playoffs.
Really?
So they're going to be.
They just said they didn't want to?
You don't have to, so they're not going to. And they're going to play a game against, I believe they have Gamble Montessori on a Thursday night. So there could be more for the Rockets. It's to be determined, as with everything in life right now.
I'm sure you'll pick up the information here or there, but
Correct.
if not, you can check on the CNE RocketCast. We'll put the information on there for you.
The RocketCast will not be traveling to Preble Shawnee. We're actually hosting our church's, my family's hosting prayer camp at our house. Our church will be there. We're going to have a bunch of campers for a couple days at our house. We will have quite a few people in our acreage, so I will be unavailable.
Well, third down and 15 for Williamsburg, deep in their own territory. Box looks downfield.
They're going to have a sack.
And he is going to be sacked in the end zone, or are they?
No, they're going to give him
They're not
forward
in
progress
zone.
on the one. Who's going to get credit for that sack there? It looks like Logan Podorf, and he's assisted there by Stephen Norton.
Well, I'll tell you what, Podworth and Stricker,
They flat bring it.
they've got, what, 2 or 3? For sure, 2 each tonight.
You're going to give Podorf gets a half credit sat there, as well as Stephen Morton. So Williamsburg's going to be punting it out of their own end zone.
Well, 2 weeks ago they lost a game, Williamsburg did, because of a safety. That was at East Clinton. It was 20-20, and they got a safety, and that ended the game virtually with 64 seconds left. Now the Wildcats will try to punt it out of their own end zone, so the Rockets will presumably take over with great field position.
So
penalty
another
on it, but it's fourth down anyway.
It's been the penalty du jour tonight has been illegal formations for having too many men in the backfield. Coach Thompson declines that. It'll be interesting to see. Do you think they're going to bring some pressure here and try to get a block of this punt? The snap's short, so No doubt they're going to try to bring the pressure.
I would think. Kistler back deep, again, coming into tonight's game with a 37.5 average
They do
on
get
punt
it out.
returns. And this time he's going to get a chance for a return. Well, or is he? He's going to let it bounce. Bounces at the 40. It takes a Northeastern bounce inside the 35 to the 34, and that's where CNE will start this drive on the 35-yard line of Williamsburg.
Well, Jeff, a few weeks ago I asked you if you knew who the kindergarten Rocketeer of the month was for September. Do you have any questions on who might be a Rocketeer for the month of October?
Another Cunningham.
Another
apparently won an
Cunningham.
award.
I'll give some credit here to Silas Cunningham. He was the Rocketeer this month for Miss Brock's 3rd grade class. So that's 2 in a row. So do you know how the Cunninghams celebrate that? With ribeyes last night. I like
Peach cobbler tonight.
Peach cobbler tonight. Last night, when my kid's a Rocketeer, I can't help but go to Jungle Jim's and grab some ribeyes.
You know, I stopped over at UDF in Batavia, was going to get some hot dogs on the way over.
Right.
And I had my Northeastern hat on. And said, somebody asked me, "Are you a Northeastern fan?" I'm like, "Well, yeah." He goes, "Yeah, my nephew plays for them."
Yeah?
"Oh, yeah? Who's your nephew?" "Chris Jenkins."
No kidding.
"Oh, I know who Chris Jenkins is."
We call
So,
his
yeah,
name a lot.
Saw his uncle over at UDF today.
So I had a little fun last night, and I got 2 ribeyes and a bunch of eye of rounds. And would you believe it? My kindergartner, 3rd grader, 5th grader, and 7th grader can tell the difference between a round steak and a ribeye. They'd rather have a ribeye. Go figure.
Wow. And I had a buffalo hamburger in Montana.
Really?
Yes. It's okay. You can't really tell the difference, but it leaves kind of a little taste. I didn't really like it a lot.
Jenkins from the Wildcat.
Jenkins keeps it into the line and gets maybe 2 yards on the play or so. 2nd down and 8 for Claremont Northeastern. They've done more running tonight than they've done all season. That keeps the clock moving.
So, Jeff, what's your cut of steak? Are you a ribeye man, T-bone, filet?
Doesn't matter.
Good steak?
I'll eat hamburger, steak. I'll eat any kind. Ribeye is good. Over the middle, complete. That's going to be a 1st down for Claremont Northeastern. Kistler on the reception right over the middle from Amon.
Goes for about 18 yards there.
So Northeastern again knocking on the door, and you would have to think that a touchdown here would pretty much put this game out of reach, but you never know what can happen. But a 3-touchdown lead would be tough to overcome. Kistler hands the ball to Jake Mott, I think, to the near side. Yep,
He's
that
brought
was
down
Jake.
by Trent Kellerman.
Not much of a gain on that, but maybe a yard.
Clock runs as we approach 9 minutes here in the 4th quarter. Yeah, you'd like to see a sustained drive, get it down here to that 5 or 6 minute mark and stick one in, and you'll feel pretty comfortable about it. Maybe see some freshmen and sophomores hit the field.
Mott goes wide to the right. Kistler is wide right. Mott's in the slot along with Chris Jenkins, it looks like. Amon going the other way. And it's tipped and caught, but he's out of bounds. Podorf, I think, down there in the corner.
There's going to be a penalty down. It looks like we're going to have a holding on the Rockets. There's been a lot of flags this half, Jeff.
Well, the referees are paid by the penalty.
Is that what it is? They got to get their quota this month. There's only 6 games in the season.
Yeah, we have seen some penalties tonight.
Hold on the Rockets. So we'll do 2nd down all over again.
I want to say it was 2 or 3 games before we saw a holding penalty. I mean, you know, we didn't see a lot of holding early in the season. We've seen a few tonight. Stops the clock with 8:45 left in the game. Again, 14-0 Claremont Northeastern. Rockets scoring on a 44-yard pass from Amon to Podorf and a 4-yard run by Hayden Mattis. That's been the scoring, along with a couple of extra points by Jared Glancy. Mott behind Damon in the backfield. As they hand it to, now that's Chris Jenkins, rather. Jenkins inside the 30 to the 29-yard line.
Kyle Dolby for Williamsburg on that tackle.
Got some yardage, but they're starting way back. It's going to be third down and over 15, but now what? I guess nothing.
Nothing.
Okay, third down and, well, actually it's third down at about 20. Aiming to throw. Gets away, coming to the near side, but we have a penalty marker back up field as he's run out of bounds. Probably going to be holding again against Claremont Northeastern. That's generally what happens when the flag is in that area on a pass play like that.
I think you're right, Jeff.
Holding against CNE it is.
Let's do third down again. 10,
third down
20.
and half an acre.
34 yards to go. Scoreboard operator generously marks it at 32.
Third down in Owensville for the first down.
Well, again, 7 minutes and 28 seconds left in the game. If nothing else, they've been getting some time off the clock as Amon's looking downfield. Still looking. Gets the pass away. It's going to be caught out of bounds, but not nearly enough for the first down. That was caught by Chris Jenkins.
We go for a 20-yard gain, and we're still 4th and 2 sticks. What a strange, strange series of events, and it stops the clock.
What's everybody yelling about?
I'm not sure. Jared Glancy just hit the field.
Oh, is that
they're going to line up for a field goal.
Oh, here we go. He's going to be kicking from the 35-yard line, makes it a 45-yard
field goal. I think that would be close to a school record if this goes through. Let's zoom way out and see what we can do here. Jared Glancy lines up for a 45-yard field goal.
And he kicks it. It's going to be wide to the right and short.
Nope.
Well, he gave it a shot.
You know what? It's a good time to try that.
So 7:17 left to go in the game. Claremont Northeastern leading 14-0. Well, Williamsburg starting the ball at their own 20-yard line. There's been some discussion as to whether that's the proper place to start the ball, but we'll see what happens. Box to throw. High pass down deep, trying to get to Lilly, and it's incomplete.
It's well defended by Landon Amon.
Bryce Lilly, the sophomore, down trying to get the pass. Amon there on the coverage, and it'll be 2nd and 10 from their own 20 for Williamsburg. Well, Rick Healy, the athletic director at Williamsburg, he sent me a copy of their schedule on email. I remember Rick when he was a player. They played, he was a wide receiver. That was when they had Chuck Houck at quarterback. Chris Nixon, who was the son of Reds manager Russ Nixon, was one of the running backs, and they had an option play that was almost unstoppable. They would roll it to the outside with Nixon trailing Houck, and even if you knew it was coming, it was hard to stop. Throw over the middle is incomplete. But it's funny because I visited Bobby Farrell when he was up in Wilmington, and Chuck was up there, or Rick was up there, Rick Healy. I don't think he really remembers it, but I remember meeting him up there.
Williamsburg's one of the smaller districts in our league as far as enrollment, but they've had some pretty good success in recent years in athletics. Their girls' athletics especially have been exceptional for a long time. Their volleyball teams, their softball teams have been exceptional.
Throw over the side, and it's incomplete. And now it's going to be 4th down and 10 for Williamsburg. Well, I think that was back in like 1975. Ken Osborne was their coach back then. And they called Chuck Houck Superman. He went to the Claremont County Fair one year, and a tractor fell on him. He just got up and walked away. I think it was at the like the tractor pulls or something. I'm not even sure what happened exactly, but they talked about that. So 4th down and 10, and Damian Kistler will go back with another chance at a punt.
Ken Osborne coached at Williamsburg all the way through the 2000s, if I recall right.
Yeah, he was a long-time coach. High, kind of a poor punt, pops out of bounds at the 35-yard line, so Northeastern will get a great break and great field position to start a short drive should they end up in the end zone. 6:48 left to go in the game. Still 14-0. Claremont Northeastern. Nobody has scored here in the second half. Northeastern scored 1 touchdown in the first quarter, 1 in the second quarter, and that's been it.
We'll go to our Joe Luigi's Athletes of the Week one more time. That's Haley Stagaman and Angus Krug. Angus has had a heck of a night here on senior night. Haley's one of the senior golfers, and we appreciate Joe Luigi's Pizza and the support they do for the schools with the Athletes of the Week.
6:48 left. Northeastern with the ball as they hand it off to Jake Mott, and he's hit at the line and driven down by a couple of guys. One of them there, number 22, Mason Thomas, the senior captain.
He's assisted by number 44, Skylar Grise.
So 2nd and 10 about for Northeastern. Well, you might have heard it. They said Angus Krug is checked in.
He'll be splitting the slot to the left.
You can always tell Angus. He's kind of a tall kid. You can see him.
He's not small.
They say he's 6'6". Amon over the middle, caught and complete. That's going to be a 1st down, and dragging Wildcats all the way down to about the 15-yard line is Chris Jenkins. So a 1st down. Chris Jenkins on the reception.
Goes for about 26 yards.
Chris this year averages 9.3 yards a catch. He's caught 24 for 223 yards coming in. His long was 40. He's got a couple of touchdowns on the air and also a couple of interceptions. And he will be back next season. Amon hands the ball off again to Jake Mott. He goes forward for 2 or 3 yards.
He's wrapped up by Mason Thomas, number 22 for Williamsburg.
Well, it don't look like he got as much as I thought. Maybe a yard gain for Jake. It's kind of tough to see the yard markers when they get down on either end of the field. Ball marked just inside the 10, it looks like. Mason Butler snaps to Amon as he hands it off to Jake Mott again. He's inside the 10 that time for about a 2 or 3 yard gain. Now it's going to be 3rd down as the clock continues to move, under 5 minutes, 4:30 left. So Northeastern, after an impressive 22-0 win over Summit, a lot of high hopes. They played very well against Blanchester, and then at that point the season started to go south. But now tonight here on senior night, Claremont Northeastern trying to get their 2nd win. Looks like it is well in hand at this point. Amon, to throw, looking, tosses to the corner, caught by Kistler, touchdown.
That's Angus Krug on the touchdown.
Oh,
congratulations
I
to
thought it was
Angus.
13.
No, it's Angus Krug. 6'6" Angus Krug comes out of the slot and catches it in the left corner. Congratulations to Angus. That's a good night for him here on senior night. A couple sacks, touchdown. That makes it 20-0 in favor of the Rockets.
That is Angus's first touchdown of the season. So now Jared Glancy will again be kicking the point after. That makes it 20-0. And the kick is good. So the score comes with 4:03 left to go. That was about a 7-yard pass?
Yes.
7-yard pass to Krug. Glancy adds the point after, and it is now 21-0 Claremont Northeastern.
Get a shot of our band there in the end zone. They've got a concert coming up next week as well. That'll be here at the stadium.
So 4 minutes and 3 seconds left to go in the game. Northeastern trying to get their second shutout of the year. It would be the third time the Wildcats have been shut out if this ends up this way. So Trent Box will try to get things going for the Wildcats. Grice on the return. He is hit hard and spun down across the 20 to the 22, and that's where the Wildcats will set it up.
Jonathan Purcell, number 14.
So the Wildcats set it up with 3:42 left to go in the game. Not sure if we'll be back. I would assume this won't be the last telecast, but we'll have to see how the schedule works its way out.
We'll see what happens with the schedule. I know next week I'm not able to do it, and then if they pick up games, we're going to definitely do our best to bring as many as we can. And then as the seasons change and we bring basketball in, I think we're going to try to get this set up at least for the home games during the basketball season to do it as well.
Okay.
There's going to be a penalty flag on there. Who's on that run?
Looks like Box on the run.
Trent Box on the run. He's going to go back. Keegan Braun.
It's going to be a hold against Williamsburg, so that'll come back. And that'll present a first down and 15 now for the Wildcats. Just over 3 minutes left to go in the game.
Well, regardless of what happens as the season progresses, if we have any more football games or whatnot, I've thoroughly enjoyed doing this with you. This has been a lot of fun.
Well, it's the first time I've done one for 20 years. The first game was, couldn't get back into it. But
we met each other about
now.
4 minutes before that one started as well.
Exactly.
Overcoming a few technical learning curves as well, but I think we've got it where we feel okay about the – he keeps it. That's going to be Podorf assisted by Graber on that tackle.
Yep, Box kept it himself. A little stubborn about going down, but they finally knock him down. Well, I would be amiss if I didn't mention the fact that Alex Cunningham, this is 100% him. His equipment, got it on YouTube. This is much better than it would have been otherwise, and I'm sure everyone appreciates it.
We've had a little fun with it. I know I appreciate my wife indulging my time on this. It's definitely, we didn't have any interviews this week, but I've enjoyed having the chance to talk to some of the opposing coaches and whatnot. Talking to some of our administrators. I would have liked to have had the opportunity to do a little more with some of our other teams, and I think as time goes along, we'll do that. And I'd love to be able to get some students affiliated with this a little bit and let them learn a little bit about some of the technical side of it.
Pass over to the far side is a first down for Williamsburg.
So the clock gets under a minute.
Grice
50.
On the catch.
Chris Jenkins forces him out of bounds, but not before that first down.
Clock rolling.
Clock rolling.
As it's still moving.
Cool.
1:40 left.
I told you I like this clock operator. That's a good move.
In fairness, the referees stopped the clock. He's
Did they-
watching for the signal.
You're saying they really did wave their hand there? I can't believe it.
Yeah, they went out of here. It's over. Long pass. That's going to be almost caught.
Defended there by Chris Jenkins. Well defended.
Going for Braden Kelly on the sideline. Oh, no, that was Bryce Lilly. I thought that was 20. It was 10. Bryce Lilly, the reception recipient, would be recipient, but the sophomore couldn't come down with it. That stops the clock with 1:22 left. And the Northeastern Rockets record will go in the conference to 1-4. They are 1-5 overall. Williamsburg will be 0-6 on the season. Box takes the high snap. That's a new quarterback in. That's Tristan Grice playing at quarterback. Jacob Graber on the tackle and
So you'll have
keeps the clock moving.
do we know who Bethel's playing tonight?
No.
I didn't check the schedule. I'd be curious to see. You got, as we look at the standings, Bethel, as we go into tonight, was leading the conference at 4-0. Blanchester had one loss within the national division, and Fayetteville at 3-1, East Clinton at 2-2. Northeastern will move to 1-4, and Williamsburg will fall to 0-5. I'd be curious to see what Bethel and Blanchester do this evening.
Were they playing Fayetteville?
I don't
remember. I don't remember them playing Fayetteville. I don't know.
Fayetteville had Blanchester last week and lost. I might pull up Twitter. Oh, is that
There's a
picked
ball
off?
that's almost intercepted.
So it looks
Back
like,
there on the coverage.
wow, my sister's listening to us, and Bethel's beating Fayetteville right now, Jeff.
Jonathan Purcell almost with the interception.
So it's going to be 4th and about 20.
So Bethel will win the conference,
That would be
assuming they beat Fayetteville.
what it looks like as of now, at least. Goshen beats New Richmond. How about that? So Goshen had been. So it's going to be 4th and 20.
25 seconds left. The clock is stopped. They're going to go for the first down. Down the middle of the field. It's incomplete and intercepted.
So a long punt almost. Is that key?
That ball is intercepted by, I can't see,
38.
38.
Carter Corey, number 39, the junior, with the interception and about a 30-yard return there.
So a big interception for Carter Corey. And with 12 seconds left, Northeastern will just have to snap the ball. 12 seconds left, and Northeastern will make it a happy crowd going home on senior night.
It's a good way to finish up.
So they win their first game and they win their last game here at Claremont Northeastern. As they snap it, and that's going to be the ball game. So the final score tonight, Claremont Northeastern defeats the Williamsburg Wildcats 21-0. Second shutout of the year for Claremont Northeastern. The third time the Wildcats have been shut out. Alex, it's been great doing the games with you. Hopefully we'll have some more football games.
Yeah.
If not, see you down the road in
Follow us on Facebook and Twitter to get some updates on when we'll be out there. We're going to do our best to bring as much as we can. We'll just roll with it, and we'll see what the schedule brings us. We will not be here next week, but following that, if we have more, we hope to be back. Jeff, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, and we appreciate everyone joining in with us. And have a good week, everyone.